Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining in. DC TechNet is your own channel, so do like, share and subscribe. It motivates us to create new and better content. So let's see what we have today. So in this session we are going to focus on two scenarios based on NTFS permissions. So without further delay, let's jump into those two scenarios. So the first scenario would be a copy and paste scenario. So what will be, how will NTFS permissions react when we copy and paste a folder? And the second scenario would be cut and paste. So what will be the status of permissions when we cut and paste a folder? So let's jump in. Scenario number one, copy paste. So we have two drives over here, E drive and the F drive, and we have one folder on the E drive, two folders on the F drive, and we have an active directory group named HR, and this HR group has full permissions on the folder on the E drive, one of the folders on the F drive, and the HR group has read-only permissions on one of the folders on the F drive. So this is the current scenario. So what we did, we simply copied this read-only folder from the F drive under the full permissions on the E drive, and we copied the same folder and pasted it under the full permissions on the F drive. So we just performed a simple operation, copy paste operation, that's it. Control C, Control V. So the question arises, what will be the effective permissions to the HR group on these newly created folders? So the answer is the HR group will have full permissions on both the folders. Question, why it behaves like this? Now the reason is permissions will be inherited when we perform the copy paste operation on the same drive or any other different drive. So whenever we copy and paste, inheritance will come into picture. This is the default behavior of NTFS permissions. So let's jump on to the second scenario. The second scenario is cut and paste now. So here we have again two drives, E drive and F drive, and we have one folder on the E drive and we have three folders on the F drive, and we have an active directory group named sales, and this is how the permissions are on every folder to this particular group name sales. Now what we did, we perform a cut and paste operation on this read-only folder and we pasted it under full permissions folder on the E drive. And we did the same with the second read-only folder, but this time we pasted it under the full permissions folder under the F drive. So we had two read-only folders, one we pasted it under, we cut and pasted it under the E drive under full, and the second one we pasted under the full under the same drive. Now the question arises, what will be the effective permissions on these two folders? Now remember, here we have performed cut and paste operation. In the earlier example, we had copy and paste operation. Now the answer over here is, on the E drive, the permissions to the sales people will be full, but on the F drive, the permission will be read. Again, why? How does NTFS treat these folders? So the reason over here is, permissions will not be inherited in the same drive. Now this is applicable only if we perform a cut and paste operation. This is not applicable to copy and paste. So whenever we go for a cut paste operation, permissions will not be inherited, okay, in the same drive. So the folder which we cut and pasted under the full, on the F drive, the permissions are not inherited. The parent has full permissions, still the child has read. However, permissions will be inherited when the drive is changed. This is how NTFS permissions behave in the cut and paste operation. So when we change the drive, inheritance will come into picture. When we not change the drive, or we'll just leave the drive as it is. So whenever we move this folder anywhere, cut and paste in the F drive, the permissions will not change. So this is how NTFS permissions behave. So let's summarize what we have seen today. So we have seen two scenarios for NTFS permissions: copy and paste and cut and paste. So in copy and paste, permissions will be inherited when we perform the copy and paste operation on the same drive or different drive. But this is not the case when we cut and paste a folder. Permissions will not be inherited in the same drive. However, permissions will be inherited if the drive is changed. So hope you have enjoyed today's session. Thank you for joining in. And if you feel this channel is helping you to learn anything new, do like, share and subscribe the channel, and have a wonderful day.